What is up, bitches? We're here with Reeve, we're Migz, we're writing the Decksmiths here, coming from the Atlantic City ARG regionals. We didn't do that bad for our second regionals in time. Whoop whoop!
Decksmiths, baby!
And at a start, Migz.
Alright, so leader I chose to go with, the Frieza that can go into the Universe 7 Frieza. I chose this one because, one, I was playtesting SS4 Lineage, liked it, but it was a little too slow, especially me expecting that Storms were going to be out there. And surprisingly, I haven't played Storms yet. And secondly, I wasn't too 100% with Lineage, so I figured I went with something that I was a little more comfortable and more familiar with, even though I probably had like 2 hours into the game. I don't think I did bad for 80th place for 332. My draws were basically against a red-blue Hirudegarn by time, although I did have the game won, but it happens. My other 3 games, I lost to androids, and I also lost to 2 announcer decks, which don't sleep on announcer. One of my matches, my opponent never showed up, so that was round 1. My second win came from a unique. I give credit to the guy. He played Universe 7 Zeno, and the third win was against Pan. And even though he did Zeno me twice, I still managed to come back and go in. So
let's do this.
As we already know, the Warriors of Universe 7 trait states that your Universe 7 cards, battle cards, you ignore their specified costs. Active main, drop a Universe 7 card from your hand to the drop area, draw 2, awaken, ready 2 energies. He doesn't have the swing draw card when awakened. He does have the active main once per turn. He does have the same active main as his non-awakened side. The only difference is the added effect to this, he gets to rest a battle card and still retains the Warriors of Universe 7. So I know a lot of you people are going to be wondering in the comment section, because I'm going to say this right now. This is Victory Strike-less Frieza. And yes, people expected me to have Victory Strikes, but they didn't see it until they found out. So for Universe 7, I ran 4 ready to fight Son Goku's. Is basically the Gowasu for Universe 7. 4 Roshi's. I mean, come on. You cannot say no to 4 Roshis. 4 Backbones, basically the super combo to your Universe 7. 3 Destructive Disc Krillin. He was very helpful. He does come in handy when you're playing red-blue Hirudegarns, or even announcers too, because you get to take a total up to 3 or less battle card energy drop battle cards and just KO them. So it's pretty good. 3 Focus Mind Piccolos. It's obvious why he's there. I mean, you cannot really ask why he's in there. He's just that good.
Just don't ask questions, just accept it.
4 Infinite Energy Android 18. Most of the time I found myself just either charging it or using it for the active main on Frieza. But other than that, it was very useful when the little intensified power trunks try to come at me with a critical, or the leader try to swing at me early, just like Freehans, Next up, I ran 3 full power Spirit Bomb Son Goku. It's your other form of self-awakening, and throughout the whole 8 rounds, I only brought it out like maybe officially like once or twice. But it sat there and putting pressure. One of the MVPs, Cold-Hearted Strike Frieza. It has dual attack, and the auto, when it comes to play, you can drop a Universe 7 card from your hand. You can choose 2 battle cards, ignoring the fact that they have barrier, ignoring that completely, rest them, and those battle cards cannot ready at the next turn that the opponent goes. So it was really perfect. When I faced against Pan, I just went after his blockers and just put pressure on him. Next up, the main MVP of the deck. For Frieza, Emperor of Universe 7, X Evolve for 1, dropping a Universe 7 card. Is triple strike. The permanent, basically, this is pretty much what guaranteed me the game. Unless, out of a miracle, you get out of it. Anytime that a counter, an auto skill, or an activate skill, whether it's activate battle, activate main triggers, in order for them to actually do it, they have to crit themselves. They have to drop a life. One of my games that I've done, it was kind of specified as a ruling. They try to get a judge. My opponent kind of tried to argue.
Rule shark me, who's being a bitch.
They're not really rule shark, but they try to question the judge. So the head judge came up and told them, "Hey, even if it's a turn player, Frieza is making you. If you're gonna use it, Frieza's gonna make you drop a life, regardless. So Zeno wouldn't trigger if you're not gonna drop a life. So he kind of KO'd himself going into round 3 on that one. But those are just the Universe 7 cards. That's all of them. Of course, there were a couple of Overwhelm cards. I ran 3 times choice, Supreme Kai at the time. 1 was going to go through the trouble of getting Time Patrol Trunks. 2 lets me look at the top 3 instead of top 2. Yes, I'm only limited to battle cards, but most of the time I'm always picking out battle cards. Or if there's cards that I don't want, they just go into the bottom. Last but not least, 2 Sciences of Food. They help out, but there were a few games I actually cited out, but overall it does come handy. For extras, 3 objections. Mainly only ended up playing like 2 of them, but it did help out in terms of being 1 energy ahead. Flying Nimbus, self-explanatory.
Good old Nimbus.
Crusher Balls. People actually never saw this coming. Last but not least, Universe 7 representative. 50-50. Barely really used it. Either it was rarely used to drop for Frieza, or I just charged it. But it did come in handy every now and then when I used it to search for whatever Universe 7.
Huh.
But it's helpful. It is helpful. Side, which I actually did have a side, but it's not that impressive, really. Against yellow and green leaders, Haru. You don't really have to go with the first auto to mill 2. You can just say mill 0. The second auto, which is perfect if your leader is either yellow or green, already up to 4 energies, and it's crit.
Enemy's leader.
3 Mass Saiyans. This is actually good against Announcer, because the Announcer decks likes to spam the board with 1-drops. So it did come in handy. It just sucked I barely even drew it. 4 Time Control Cronoa. I thought I was going to run into decks that ran Shigesh, but I was wrong. And I didn't feel the need of ever siding into it. But in any event, if I ever did, it would have came in handy. Double Whis Coercions.
3 Whis Coercions.
3 Whis Coercions. It was right there in the side. If your deck was aggro, I would swap out objections for this, and it did come in handy. Last but not least, although barely ever pulled it off, 2 Battering Lasers. Basically, if I know you're running on Pan, I'm gonna basically stopping your
Counters.
outside of the counters, stuff like Topos, which likes to call it like counter, or Max Roach is like, nope, too bad. But that was it. I gotta say, for a 2-hour time frame of training, the deck came out pretty good for a short period of time, and I did really, really well. So, yeah. Let's go Frieza.
Thank you for your deck profile. And until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about the deck splits and the deck profiles and materials. Until next time. Whoop, whoop.